Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's declutter is my highlighter declutter, and I'm very nervous about this one. I don't want to say nervous. I'm not really nervous. I'm not very excited to go through these because I love highlighters. They are so beautiful. I have so many of them. Lots of different types of highlighters. So what I think, let's just go through it. Let's just randomly start going through it. So I'm going to start on top here. I do have a few new highlighters that I haven't even tried yet. This one is the brand new Becca limited edition highlight in lilac. What is this called? Lilac geode, or yeah, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, it's so pretty, you guys. It has, I thought it would be really similar to the other one, the amethyst one. Where do I have that? I thought it would be similar to the prismatic amethyst, but they're actually super, super different. I'll show you guys. So this is them side by side. Clearly this one is a lot darker and this is a lot lighter. They both have a little bit of a pink tone to it, but this one is more of a kind of opalescent pink, while this one is more of a like peachy, rosy pink. And they're both extremely stunning. Like, can you see how they reflect? They look so, so pretty on the skin, but very different. I actually feel like this one works better on my skin tone than the lighter of the two, but I really love them both. So I'm definitely keeping both of those. As long as we're talking about Becca, we might as well go through the rest of my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors because I have almost all of them. All right, so let's look at these real quick. So I have, the first one here is gonna be Moonstone. This one I love. This one is great for more fair to light skin tone, so it works really nicely on my skin tone, especially in the winter. So this is definitely one I'm gonna keep. And then next I have, and by the way, the Becca highlighter is one of my absolute favorite formulas for highlight, so I will be keeping most of these. Next is Champagne Pop. This is another one that works really nicely on my skin tone. I'm definitely keeping. Next I have another limited edition one. This is the Rose Quartz. This is also very, very pretty. And it is quite a bit different from the other two limited edition. It's just more of a pink highlight. So I do want to keep that one. And then I have this one, which is Rose Gold. Now Rose Gold is great for medium to tan skin tones. Even like a deeper skin tone could pull this off. This works nicely as more of a eyeshadow on me, but as a actual highlight it does not work. So I am going to go ahead and declutter that one because I just don't wear that one. And then the last one I have of the Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed is the Opal one, and that's another one that I really, really love, so I will be keeping it. It is similar to Champagne Pop, but they are just slightly different, so I'm going to keep both of those. And then I have one of their Light Chaser highlighters in Champagne Dream Flashes Bellini, and this one is so, so pretty. This is really pretty. You know, I feel like it's kind of similar actually to that one I just got, but they are slightly different. So I am going to go ahead and keep that one as well. Let's move on to one I know I want to get rid of, this Kylie one. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Cotton Candy Cream Highlight. This is honestly just a very basic, very subtle highlight. Like, you have to build this and build this to get this to show up on your skin. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's going to be a really pretty highlight. It looks pretty in the pan, but you really have to work at it to get it to show up, and I have better highlights. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. Next, I have my Laura Mercier highlight in Indiscretion. I love the formula of this. There was a limited edition holiday palette that came with a bunch of these in it, and I almost bought it last year. I kind of regret not buying it. This one is great on my skin tone, especially in the summer. It is definitely a little bit darker. It kind of reminds me of maybe Opal, but just slightly darker than Opal. But I do really, really love the formula of this, and it's the only one of these Laura Mercier ones that I own, so I am going to keep that. Another one that's a no-brainer, I'm definitely keeping the Fenty Beauty. This is the Mean Money and Hustla Baby duo. I really, really love this. It's so pretty. I love the versatility in here because this is definitely a more intense highlight and this is a more subtle highlight, but they both work really nicely, so I do want to keep that. All right, this is going to be a challenge. I'm definitely keeping my Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. You guys know I love those. I talk about them all the time, so that's staying. Another one that I can get rid of though is this OCC Cream Highlight in Pleasure Model. While it's beautiful, I just don't reach for cream highlighters. I don't reach for cream face products at all, but it is a stunning highlight. I just don't use it, so that's gonna go. Also talking about creams, let's go through the creams quickly because I feel like there's a lot in here that I will want to get rid of. Not this one though. This is the PTR 24 karat gold prism cream. I love that. That's staying. All of these sticks are gonna go though because I don't use these. So I have 2 of the Jordana Go and Glow. Good formula. Once again, I just don't use creams too often, and I have a few creams that I do like, but these are just not one I reach for. Same thing with this Wet n Wild stick. That's gonna go as well. These drops from Sephora collection, I have not even opened these. I got these on clearance and I haven't even opened them to try them. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. I have had it in here long enough. I should have already opened it and tried it, and I haven't. So that's gonna go. And then I have this little Smashbox highlighting stick. This came in a kit. I don't see myself ever using that, so that's gonna go. And also in here I have this little Statement Skin from So Susan. I got this in a BoxyCharm. It's beautiful. I just don't reach for it, so that's gonna go. And this Smashbox highlighting, this came in that little trio of sticks. I like the contour ones, but this I just don't use. That's gonna go. I have 2 Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector liquid highlights. I have the shade Opal and Moonstone. I feel like of all of the liquids, these are the ones I probably would use the most, but I think I'm gonna keep Moonstone and get rid of Opal. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Moonstone and get rid of Opal because I feel like Opal is similar enough to these 2 that I kept that I don't need that one. Next, let's talk about these because these are like dupes for each other. I have this Sephora collection highlight in Stardust, the NARS Albatross, and then this one is the Vivid Baked Highlighter from Makeup Revolution and Golden Lights. These are essentially all 3 dupes. This Sephora collection one is discontinued though, which is sad because honestly they're very similar. This one doesn't hardly show up. That one I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of. I love my NARS Albatross. I do want to keep that. And I just wasn't a fan of these Makeup Revolution Vivid highlighters. A lot of people told me I should use a wetted brush to apply them. I just feel like they're too much work to make them work properly when I have highlights that I can just apply with a brush so easy and I'm done. So I'm going to get rid of those. Now I have this Hourglass powder. This was in my face powder drawer and I moved it to highlights because I do technically use it. I kind of use it as both, but more often I reach for it as a highlight. So I do really love this, so I am going to keep it. It's a very, very subtle highlight. It actually is very similar to this guy, which I did the same thing with this one. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Reserve Your Cabana. I love that. That's going to stay. Now I have some MAC highlights. Let's do those together. All right, these are all my MAC highlighters. I don't have a ton. I love this one. This is the Extra Dimension in Soft Frost. It's a really cool color. It has that like opalescent look to it. It's a little different than the one I have from Becca because it's just a little bit more intense. So I do really, really love that. So that I'm going to go ahead and keep. Of course, I'm keeping this. This is my Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle in the old packaging. I love this. This is one of my favorite highlighters of all time, so that's going to stay. Then I have this. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish in Other Earthly. It's a very interesting highlight. I'm running out of finger space. You can swirl it together and get a really cool color from it, or you can do them individually. I don't know, I kind of like the way that looks when you swirl it. I think I'm going to keep that one. And then the last thing that I had was this little MAC eyeshadow. I had it in here because I use it sometimes as a highlight, but I think I want to move it back into my eyeshadow drawer because I know I'll use this a lot as an eyeshadow too. It's a beautiful color. It's kind of like a great all over the lid shade. So I do want to keep it, but I'm going to move it back to my eyeshadows. All right, let's go through all these Colourpop ones next because I have a whole bunch of these. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just swatch all these and decide which ones I like the best. The formula on these is pretty good. I mean, they are kind of almost like a cream to powder finish, so they apply nicely over other makeup. I don't feel like they mess up my makeup the way other creams can sometimes. Okay, so right away I know I'm keeping this one. This is the Flexitarian. That is gorgeous. I'm keeping that for sure. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this first one though, which was the Scrumptious, because that one is just something I feel like I won't reach for as often, and I have other shades similar to that, but this one just shows up so crazy. I love that. Then we have Lunch Money. This was a really popular one from them, but I feel like it's super dupeable. I just don't see myself reaching for that. I don't feel like it's special enough, so I'm going to get rid of that. And next I have Yummy Cookies. That one's really pretty. It's like a peachy color. I feel like I don't have anything that color, so that'll keep. And then next is Glazed. Nope, that one's not different enough. That I can get rid of. Okay, and then this one is called Over the Moon. This one is so cool, you guys. Let me show you. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, I freaking love that one. It's like a holographic glitter. It's so cool. So cool. That I'm keeping. Okay. Next, another one I know I'm keeping is this Wet n Wild highlighter in Gold Bar. This is so good for the price. I feel like it's getting easier to find, but I love that. I'm definitely keeping that. As long as we're talking about Wet n Wild though, I do have 2 of these geometric highlighting powders. I just wasn't a fan of these. I felt like they were super powdery and they just don't last on the cheeks, so those I'm going to go ahead and declutter. Almost put them in the wrong pile. This guy here, the YSL Touche Eclat Lumiere Divine, this is a really nice, very subtle highlight. I got this in last year's VIB sale, and I've really enjoyed it so far, but I do want to keep that for sure. I also have this Kevyn Aucoin. This is the Neo Limelight. It's so pretty. You can swirl it, you can concentrate your brush on one side. It is just such a beautiful, unique highlighter. That is for sure staying. This here is the Lancome Glow Subtle. This came in a kit and it's the Glowing Light shade. I actually like the formula of this, but this shade is a little too dark for my skin tone. So I'm going to declutter this. I would have considered picking up some other ones of these, but I feel like it's really similar formula to the Colourpop ones, which are much cheaper. So I don't feel like I need these, but I am going to go ahead and declutter that one. All right, moving on. What do I want to do next? This guy, this is the Cougar Diamond Kiss powder. This, I just never really got on board with this. It's very bizarre because it's like a loose powder highlight. I don't know. It's messy. It's difficult to use. I didn't really like the way it looks on my skin, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. I got it in a BoxyCharm. Okay, this is another Wet n Wild highlighter in Precious Petals. This one is gorgeous. I love this one. I feel like it's a really good dupe for Becca Opal, but I really like it, so that's going to stay. Then this Wet n Wild one is one I've had forever. It's the Mega Glow Illuminating Strips. I don't know, do they even make this anymore? I don't know, but it's really pretty and I definitely want to keep that. Another strips one I have that I love is this Ofra one. This is also really good and I got this in a BoxyCharm a while ago, but I love, love, love this. So that I'm going to keep as well. But this Smashbox strips one I don't love. This one is very, very subtle. And I feel like no matter how I wear it, I don't like the way it looks. It's just too subtle. It doesn't really show up. And so for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. All right, let's talk about this next. This is from 100% Pure. This is the Gemmed Luminizer in, maybe there's only one shade. I don't see a shade on it. But it's like kind of a pinky champagne-y color. I really like it. It's subtle, but it shows up, if that makes sense. So it's not like a crazy strobing light, but you can see it on your skin, which I like. So I'm going to keep that one. Oh, I love this Josie Moran one. This is the Argan Enlightenment highlighter, and I just have a baby size. I got it in a Point Perk and I love it. I really, really love it. So I'm going to keep that. I love both of these Too Faced Candlelight glows. I have the shade Warm Glow, which is super stunning, and I also have this one is Rosy Glow. I love them both, so I'm keeping both. That's weird. I had 2 of these. Where's the other one? I do have 2 highlighters from the Urban Decay Afterglow line. I have Fireball, which looks like that, and then I have Sin. I love Sin, so that I'm going to keep, but Fireball, it reminds me a lot of some of these other limited edition ones that I already kept, but it's just a little bit more, it's difficult to wear because it's a little too dark for my skin tone. I think this would be stunning on like a medium skin tone, but I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. All right, I love this Girlactic highlighter in Goldie. This is stunning. That's staying. I also really love the Kevyn Aucoin in Candlelight. That's staying for sure. And I love this Stila Set and Illuminate Baked Powder Trio. It's one where you sift it. So pretty. Keeping for sure. Oh, this is really hard. Oh, this is another new one I haven't even tried yet. I got this from work recently. It's one of the Makeup Forever. They have their new, like, you can build your own palette, duo. You can do, like, a single like this or a duo or a trio. But yeah, this is a really pretty color. I definitely want to play around with the formula, so I'm going to keep that. This Essence Pure Nude is a really nice subtle highlight, so I will keep that one. It's a great drugstore highlighter. I have only one of the Hourglass strobe lights. This is an incandescent light. I honestly need to play with this more. I had so many highlighters, this kind of got lost in my collection, but I do want to keep it. I love this Erno Laszlo one. You guys, this is so old. I don't even know how old this is, but it's called the Fairy Glow. I would, when I'm ready to get rid of this, it's gonna have to go in the trash because it's that old, but I don't want to get rid of it. It's so beautiful. I really, really love it. So I'm gonna keep that. I also have this here, which is the Etude House Face Designer Brightener. This is really pretty, actually. Just like a really nice golden tone. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm definitely keeping my Mary Luminizer. I love Mary Lou. And then this is the Blinded by the Light Too Faced highlighter. This one, honestly, it reminds me of the formula of those Revolution ones a little bit. Like, it's just kind of difficult to work with. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. It's beautiful, but I just don't need it, so I'm going to get rid of it. These ones are the ones I'm kind of on the fence on, so I saved them for last. I think I'll get rid of this Essence Strobing. When I got it, it says it's a strobing highlighter. I expected it to be really intense, but it's actually even more subtle than this one, so I don't know. I just don't, it's not what I expected, and I don't really need another very subtle highlight, so I'm going to get rid of that. The Laura Geller, I love the formula of this baked gelato, but the problem is this shade Ballerina is too dark for my skin tone. So even though it is a great formula, this one just does not work for me. I would definitely consider picking up a lighter shade at some point. Obviously I don't need to, I have plenty of highlighters, but I'm going to declutter that one. And then this e.l.f. one, this is very similar formula to these guys from the Sephora collection. They feel a little scratchy to the touch. With a brush you can pick them up pretty decent and they apply pretty well. And by the way, this is in the shade Moon Glow. I just don't reach for it, but it is good for like dupes videos and stuff. But I don't reach for it, so I'm going to declutter it. I'm just going to declutter it. Oh my goodness, that was really hard. All right, you guys, so this is my pile of declutter. I did end up decluttering 27 products and I kept 41. So probably what is that, 40%? You guys, I can't do math in my head. I don't know, but that's a big chunk of what I owned. So I'm really happy with it. I got rid of a lot of my creams and stuff. And honestly, I don't know why I have so many creams. I really don't. I mean, a lot of them come in like kits and stuff and that, or boxy charms. Yeah, this was a kit, this was a boxy charm, so that's probably where a lot of it comes from, but I should just declutter those right away because I know it's not my preference of format for a highlighter. So anyway, this is what I ended up decluttering this time. Next declutter is going to be my bronzer. So make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on the bronzers. I do also have blushes coming up, and then the very last category will be my face palette. So I'm sure you noticed here these were all only single highlighters. I do have highlighting palettes as well, but that is going to be the last category that we tackle, and then I might swing back through my collection to any categories that I feel like need one more go around. So that's what I have coming up. Make sure you subscribe for all of that. If you are interested in purchasing any of the decluttered products, I will be updating my blog sale within the next week or so. It might take me a while because I've got a lot of hours this week at work, so be patient with me on that, but I will have it linked down below in case you want to check that out. And yeah, that's everything. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!